Hey there. Someone is like doing construction in the basement today, so if you hear some noises happening, like banging noises, that sound very close to a hammer, it's probably that happening below me. But there's not much I can do about it because they're just doing their job, and hey, I'm just here to do mine, right? We're all just people at the end of the day. Okay, let's do a blues break. Little Milton and Hubert Sumlin for the blues break this morning. Someone's doing some construction downstairs, so just FYI, if you hear any loud banging, that's the construction and not any, like, weird violent act happening. Just a hammer downstairs. That being said, I was binge-watching TED Talks yesterday. I am, after all, a white person. And I saw this one talk that was especially inspiring to me, and I wanted to share some information with you about that talk today. The host was this incredibly intelligent and passionate scientist and engineer who worked heavily on bionic technology. His name was Dr. Li Wei Yang. Actually, his name is Hugh, but you didn't have any problem accepting that first name, did you? You thought, oh yeah, that adds up. That's positive stereotyping, you know. None of that here. Anyway, Hugh's up on stage. He starts talking. He's gesturing a lot with his hands. He's pointing at slides, you know, every presentation ever. But halfway through this talk, he starts talking about bionic limbs, which is the field that he's in. And these are limbs, arms, legs, you know, limbs, designed to help those who've been victim to amputation of a limb. Arms, legs, you know, limbs. And it's this part of the speech that he gestures down to his own legs. And I swear to God, it's like 9 minutes into this talk. This is the first time I realized that not one, but both of his legs are bionic. And it wasn't because they looked human at all. Like there was carbon fiber on the legs, like he got the performance package. There's pinstriping on this dude's legs. They didn't look human at all. But I hadn't noticed that they weren't real because of the way that they moved. He walked and jogged and paced the stage just like every other white person that had been on that stage before him. And that, to me, that was powerful. Because it shows that people aren't restricted by physical limitations anymore. You know, it shows that through the advancements of science and human ingenuity, we can truly create life-altering miracles. And it shows that the next time I dress up as RoboCop, I could become RoboCop for real and not just for foreplay. In all seriousness, it's an incredibly impressive technology, and if you haven't seen it, you should. Again, Hugh, I forget his last name. Oh, Hefner, that was it. No, the tech in this talk actually improved human ability. There was a bit where they showed off how the legs that Hugh had on made people run faster, jump higher, and that part got me thinking, right? So listen, right now, we use bionics pretty much for one purpose, and that is prosthetics. It's to heal people that have been in some way deeply injured and had something amputated, removed from their body that is otherwise very helpful in living a normal day-to-day life, which is great that we do that. However, at some point, bionic technology is going to become a consumer good, you know? We'll go to the Apple store and get our iArm installed. It's like a regular arm, only you can punch through steel, and you have to charge it every night when you go to bed. You get what I'm saying? I think we can all get behind that idea that is probably going to happen. But what I'm concerned about is the period between those two events. You know, the period between bionics only being used in like medical sense and then also being used in the consumer field. If these prosthetic limbs give you superpowers, which they do, apparently, people are going to be interested in that. Now, I'm interested in that. I'm one of those people. And they find out that you can only get one by losing limbs in an accident. Look, all I'm saying is this is encouraging people to cut off their own body parts. And I don't want my show to be about opinions at all. I don't want it to be heavily opinionated, but I'm just going to come out and say it. I am strongly against people cutting off their own limbs. He agrees. That guy working downstairs agreed with that. I'm against it. No self-amputations here. Nuh-uh. Anti that. And that's why I am throwing a bionic limb protest party. It's going to be a great time, folks. There's a Facebook event. You can search for it on Facebook. I'm going to have free food, beverages. It's at the local lumber yard. I just thought it was a cool sort of rustic location to host it at. All of the power saws are going to be turned on throughout the entirety of the party. That's just because I like the sound. I think it makes it feel pretty gritty. It shows the bionics industry that we mean business, you know. We also attach all those power saws to Roombas, and they sit at about thigh height and move around the party sporadically. There's about 10 ambulances on scene with professional amputators on board, completely precautionary. Hey, tune into The Juke, the show that is every Sunday right here on WMSV, 6 p.m. to midnight. Blues music, blues that reminds you that you too can be a superhero with superpowers. And all you have to do is come to my party. Marshmallow's up next. You can definitely hear that, kid. Just a little bit. You can just hear it a little. I'm watching the needle. There's some heavy construction going on beneath my feet. I'm going to go check that out. Marshmallow up next with Bastille. It's Happier. I'm Brock St. Clair. This is Cooking with Brock right here on 91.1. Good Lord, that's loud. What is that? What are they working on? Sweet Lord. They timed it beautifully. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. This is Friday.